From the national newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White. A tense standoff in Minneapolis between masked immigration and customs enforcement officers and protesters. Anger continues to simmer after a masked ICE officer fatally shot a woman in the head while she was in her vehicle yesterday. Canadian Press reporter Kelly Malone is outside the Whipple Federal Building.
This building is actually where local ICE is headquartered. And today there's been a standoff between demonstrators and ICE agents. Earlier, they were actually, dozens of ICE agents on the street and protesters stood on the other side. And about an hour ago, the ICE agents went back into the parking lot of the building, but they're still standing there and they're looking at dozens of protesters.
A senior U.S. Customs and Border Protection official who's been the face of U.S. President Donald Trump's immigration crackdown walked among the officers in Minneapolis as dozens of protesters yelled for ICE to leave. Prime Minister Mark Carney is adding Qatar to next week's travel to China and Switzerland. Carney will head to Doha January 18th for a bilateral visit as he tries to broaden trade relations and drum up Canada's foreign investment. Fisheries and Oceans Canada has authorized the expansion of a container port terminal northeast of Montreal. Ottawa had referred the project to its major projects office in September for potential fast-tracking. The expansion's in the habitat of an endangered fish species. A nature advocacy group plans to fight the project in court. Calgary's Emergency Management Agency chief held up a 20-liter plastic water jug today during a news conference. Sue Henry told Calgary residents they need to save a jug and a half in order to keep the city's water supply stable until a fragile feeder main is fixed.
Just flushing the toilet 3 less times in a day will save the 30 liters right there. Every minute you save in the shower uses 8 liters of water. And running your dishwashers and washing machines only when full will also continue to save water.
She says the city used more than 500 million liters of water yesterday, beyond the 485 million liters officials say is the maximum to keep the system sustainable during the repairs. The Montreal apartment where some of Heated Rivalry's steamiest moments happen is actually a 2-story home in Hamilton, Ontario. Makeup artist Monica Rajenovich says Crave's wildly popular gay hockey drama transformed her family home into protagonist Shane Hollander's love nest.
They didn't change really a lot, to make it Shane's apartment. So it was really cool to see. We were not anticipating so much adult being such an adult love story. But I love it. I think it's great.
Since debuting in November, Heated Rivalry has become Crave's most watched original series ever and is a fixture on HBO Max's top 10 shows in the U.S. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, NHL leading scorer Connor McDavid leads the Edmonton Oilers against the host Winnipeg Jets tonight. He's on a 16-game point streak and had a hat trick in Edmonton's win over Nashville on Tuesday. Meanwhile, the Montreal Canadiens are looking for 2 wins in as many nights when they host the Florida Panthers. Also tonight, Calgary visits Boston, Vancouver's at Detroit, Toronto visits Philadelphia, and Ottawa is on the road at Colorado. Canadian winger Jacob Schaffelberg will undergo surgery on Friday. Los Angeles FC says it's to address a degenerative condition, but the Schaffelberg should be recovered in time for the 2026 Major League Soccer season. But he will miss this month's national team camp in California for the national men's team. Northern Super League club AFC Toronto has signed Samantha Chang. The Toronto area midfielder captained Vancouver in last year's inaugural NSL season, and she set up the Rise's championship winning goal against Toronto in the league final. From the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.